I'm pregnant with twins, and their future stepmom posted on social media that she was expecting babies the non-traditional way, so I moved states away. My ex Joe and I dated for 3 months before he went back to his girlfriend Kim. It wasn't dramatic, we just weren't compatible. 2 weeks after we broke up, I found out I was pregnant. At my first ultrasound, they told me it was twins. I called Joe immediately because that felt like the right thing to do. He was absolutely thrilled. Turns out Kim has severe fertility issues, and doctors told her she'd likely never carry a pregnancy naturally. Joe had always wanted to be a father, so finding out about the twins was like a dream come true for him. Getting back together was completely off the table for both of us. We were adults about it. He stayed with Kim, and I prepared to co-parent. That's when Kim decided she needed to be involved in everything. She called me 2 days after Joe told her about the pregnancy. She wanted to meet at their house to discuss the baby's future. I thought it would be a normal conversation about custody arrangements. I was so wrong. Kim had an entire notebook prepared. She told me she wanted to be at every single appointment because she would be their stepmother. Then she started listing demands. I needed to do a home birth so the transition would be easier. I had to exclusively formula feed so they could take the babies half a week from birth. She wanted 1 boy and 1 girl, as if I could control that. And then she said the twins should call her mama, since they'd be calling me mommy anyway. I stared at her for a solid 10 seconds. Then I told her I would make the best medical decisions for my body and my children, and I left. Joe followed me to my car apologizing, saying Kim was just emotional about her infertility. I told him to handle his girlfriend, but Kim didn't stop. She texted me every single day. What did I eat for breakfast? Was I taking my prenatal vitamins? Why wasn't I exercising more? She sent me articles about optimal fetal development. She complained constantly about how unfair it was that her job wouldn't give her maternity leave for my pregnancy. The genetics counseling appointment was virtual, and somehow Kim got the meeting link instead of Joe. She took over the entire call, trying to discuss her family's medical history. The counselor had to politely explain that only my genetic background mattered since these were my biological children. Kim argued that as the future stepmother, her genetics were relevant for bonding purposes. I muted her and finished the appointment alone. When my 20-week anatomy scan came up, the hospital said I could bring 1 guest due to restrictions. Joe actually suggested I take him instead of him so she could experience the moment. I laughed in his face and said absolutely not. He backed down immediately and came to the appointment. At the scan, we found out the genders. I told the tech I wanted it to be a surprise so I could do a reveal party for my family. Joe wanted to know, so the tech wrote it down for him. I trusted him to keep it secret. I posted a simple pregnancy announcement on social media a few days later. Just a photo of my ultrasound with a caption saying I was expecting twins in a few months, nothing fancy. The next morning, Kim had posted her own announcement. She used my ultrasound photos without asking. Her caption said they were expecting twins the non-traditional way and how she was so blessed to finally become a mother. She tagged Joe. She used hashtags like blessed, miracle babies, and our family. I called Joe immediately. He said Kim was just excited and I should be happy she wanted to be involved. He said I was being selfish by not letting her celebrate this journey with us. That's when I realized he was never going to set boundaries with her. I started looking at apartments in other states that night. My sister lives in North Carolina, about 800 miles away. I found a place near her within 3 days, gave my landlord notice, and started packing. Joe showed up at my apartment when he noticed I was putting boxes in my car. He completely panicked when I told him I was moving. He said I couldn't just take his kids away. I reminded him that we didn't have a custody agreement yet and I wasn't keeping him from being a father. I just needed space from Kim's obsession. Kim found out and sent me 67 text messages in one night. She called me selfish, cruel, a baby thief. She said I was stealing her experience of motherhood. She said those babies deserved a mother who actually wanted them, implying she should have them instead of me. I blocked her number, finished packing, and drove to North Carolina. My new apartment is small, but peaceful. I'm 28 weeks now, and my sister comes to every appointment with me. Joe and I communicate through a co-parenting app about the babies, and I've made it clear that Kim is not to contact me directly. My mom called last week and asked if I felt guilty about moving so far away. She thought maybe I was being too harsh since Kim just wanted to be a good stepmother. I told her I didn't feel guilty at all. For the first time in months, I felt completely free.